Hello, and this is day one of our road trip to Melbourne, New South Wales. Well, we're not going to Melbourne, we're going down to Geelong, but and then we're going to come back up the east coast of New South Wales. So we're going inland in New South Wales. So today we went from the Blue Mountains out to Albury, New South Wales. So these are some glimpses of some of the things we did on our road trip to Albury, New South Wales today in New South Wales, Australia. So enjoy. So our starting point was the Blue Mountains, and as we got to the upper mountains, it was all covered in this sort of fog area. And this was as we passed Katoomba and coming up to more the Mount Victoria area. Now, the thing about the Blue Mountains is beautiful landscapes. It's very popular with tourism. You got your Wentworth Falls, your Leura, your Katoomba, and here up at Mount Victoria, you got Blackheath, all beautiful locations to go see stuff. And it's more about landscapes and beautiful scenery up there, but you do have a lot of little trendy cafes in the area, restaurants, boutique shops, great hiking tracks. It's a really beautiful area if you like nature. And if you're in Blackheath, highly recommend going down to Geelong Valley as well, which is also very beautiful. And if you like camping, there's camping opportunities in the Blue Mountains as well. And I come from an area called Blaxland where you've got Glenbrook National Park, which also has a lot of camping areas. But if you're coming to Sydney, Blue Mountains is definitely on your to-do list. But as we came off the mountains, we're starting to come down the mountains here on the other side towards Lithgow. And the views here as you're coming down the road are absolutely stunning because you're starting to see the open farmlands. Unfortunately, on this day, because of the fog, it wasn't as clear. But here we are at the bottom of the mountains. And we haven't hit Lithgow yet, but we're on our way to Lithgow on this road here. And the things to watch on these roads is speed cameras. So even as you're going over the mountains, there's a few speed cameras that you've got to watch out for when you're driving. So watch your speed limit very carefully. And some of the roads can be quite windy as you're coming down the hill and quite steep. So be careful there. But I had my parents driving, of course, on this road trip because my mum doesn't like anyone else to drive the car, not even my dad. And so she was driving most of the time. But sometimes I tried on these trips, I've tried to get some sort of frontal view through the drive just to show you guys what we're seeing outside the driver's view. But on our way to sort of like that Lithgow area, the views are absolutely spectacular and there's some beautiful looking farms along the way. And then we come into Lithgow. Now, yeah, Lithgow, there's some good places to go explore as well. And they used to have like rifle factories out here. And there's some good hiking tracks you can get to. And from here you can head out to places like Glen Innes, which is an old industrial area, which is camping out there as well. And there's also good stopping points here where you can get your Maccas, McDonald's, cafes, food, if it's around that breakfast lunchtime. So there's places to stop and eat here as well. But we weren't going to stop here. We just wanted to drive straight through Lithgow on this particular day. But Lithgow can get bloody cold in winter. And sometimes when you're coming across these roads from Lithgow, you can get what's called black ice on the road. And sometimes speckles of sort of snow as well along the road. So here we've gone through Lithgow and we're heading out towards Bathurst. And Bathurst we were definitely going to stop because that's our normal stopping point because we've driven for a couple of hours by the time we've left Blaxland and where I come from. And this road again, during winter, be very careful because you do get ice on the road. You do get snow on the road sometimes during winter. And it can get really cold here during winter. But of course, because we're driving in this sort of February, the weather's not too bad. But you can see the views are really beautiful along the road here. And you see a lot of these sort of pine forests as well, state forest type things, where they do a lot of the growing of wood for the purpose of industry and building. But most of the drive, you see these sort of open farmlands here as we're coming gradually around the corner closer to Bathurst. And I don't know, it is quite relaxing, this drive. I actually studied university out here in Bathurst. I did my psychology degree out here. So I lived here for 3 years. And you've also got the big Mount Panorama out here, which is a big racing track. And when it's not being used as a racing track, people often just drive around it or drive to the top of Mount Panorama just for the viewpoints that they see. But coming into Bathurst, you are seeing all these sort of like open farms. And it is very beautiful just to see. And Bathurst itself is a nice town. So if you're looking at stopping somewhere to get a bite to eat, stock up on supplies, or even just checking out the really old buildings, then it is a very beautiful place. And it's a big population too. It's not a small town by any means. And there's a lot of new estates still being built within Bathurst. And it is a big university town. And I don't know, I really enjoyed studying at Charles Sturt University here. And Charles Sturt University has multiple campuses. And Bathurst is just one of them. I did my second degree, my Bachelor of Social Work, out at Wagga Wagga, which was in Western New South Wales. And but we do drive through Wagga Wagga on this trip. But this is just the first part of it here. And again, all the sort of hay bales that you're seeing coming in. And finally, we start to drive into Bathurst. And yes, again, beautiful town. If you're after a pit stop, fill up with petrol, grabbing food, McDonald's, KFC, cafes, or even if you need to drop in the places like Coles and Woolworths for groceries, you can stop here as well. So we just stopped in Bathurst, New South Wales, and yep, we're going to continue on our little journey here on our road trip going down to Geelong in Victoria. So had some breakfast at McDonald's and off we go. Excitement time. Look at this one. Okay, go out in her dress. But yeah, Bathurst is quite interesting because Bathurst has got a big racing track out here. I went to university out here in Bathurst. And yeah, it's a big university town, farming town, as well as it has the Bathurst races, and which is very popular here each year. I think this is racing weekend now. But anyway, we're off. So Anne's wanting to be obsessed with how different 7-Eleven is in Australia. Yes, you got your $5 deli sandwiches. Let's check this out. Microwave, what do we need? Need some Krispy Kreme donuts, your coffees. Alright, what do we need? Oh yeah, cheap sunglasses. Doritos. Or chocolates. Oh yes, that's right. Got your car stuff. Oh, you need a couple of toothbrushes. Toothpaste? You need toothpaste? You have? Okay. Yeah, you got your milk here. Drinks, so some similarities, I guess. Alright, that's all we need. So yeah, I don't personally think 7-Eleven does have a lot of different things in Thailand. They're fairly basic here in Australia, I guess, for a better word. You do get some snacks here that you can get inside, some cheap coffees. I used to go to the 7-Eleven cheap coffees here. And but you do have your Krispy Kreme donuts inside and some other bits and pieces as well. But yes, there is snacks there. That's what I'm saying. In Australian 7-Elevens. So just coming into Blaney, New South Wales. Gee, this is the old pub there. The Exchange Hotel. It's a really old town, though doesn't seem to be much left of it. Blaney Council. One of the old churches. Old buildings. So after we drove through Blaney, I just wanted to film some of the open landscape here, just to show you what rural New South Wales actually looks like. So I'm not going to talk too much here. What I'm going to do is just put some music in the background just to give you a general feel of enjoying the views and landscapes that we were enjoying as we were driving through this regional New South Wales area and some of the small towns that we come across like these. And this is just to show you that some of these buildings here are over 200 years old in some of these small towns that we're actually driving through. And I just wanted to give some imagery of what rural New South Wales looks like. And so this is what you're going to see as we continue to go on this journey, as we're going in and out of these regional towns within New South Wales. And but most of these towns do have service stations that you can drop into and small grocery stores that you might be able to grab some things. But it's better to wait till you get into the big towns and just drive straight through some of these smaller towns, because there's not much in them really, to be honest. But let's continue the journey. Now here we're coming into Cowra, New South Wales. Now, as a child, my parents used to have a farm out here where we used to come to on a regular basis and do a bit of hunting. And they also had, it was a little bit of a hobby farm. On the left here, there used to be a sort of building that I had a memory, and I thought it was the train station originally, but it wasn't. It was some other sort of terminal. But further up on the left is where the train station is. My parents always have their habits, and on the right is a hotel that they always stay in when they come to visit Cowra. And they've stayed in there many times. But we wanted to come in here because Mum and Dad wanted to drop in and show us the Japanese gardens here, because there's a bit of World War II history here. And there was gardens built here just as a memorial to what happened during that period. Sort of a peace and harmony sort of thing. And so we decided to come into Cowra just to look at these gardens. But I thought, whilst I'm driving in here, I'm going to show you a bit of Cowra, the town itself. And, yeah, it's an old town as well. Got a lot of old buildings in here as well as modern buildings. And you can stop here to get a bite to eat as well. There's cafes, there's pubs, there's all sorts of places, grocery stores, if you need to stop and get some supplies. And it's a big regional area, a lot of farms surrounding it. As you've seen driving in, there's... yeah, it's just surrounded by farmlands, basically, to be honest here. And also in these towns, you also get to find a lot of nice little bakeries. And sometimes I like stopping in these bakeries just to stock up. So we've just come into Cowra here, and we're going into the Japanese gardens. So, got a bit of a history from World War II in here. But let's go in and check it out and see what this place is about anyway. So, yeah, it's been a good bit of a road trip, but going out from the Blue Mountains out here, just several hours drive across to open paddocks and open farms, but this is where we are. So, there you go, the Cowra Japanese Garden Cultural Centre, opened 8:30 to 5 PM daily. There's the website. Ongoing maintenance costs, including wages for our gardeners and admin staff. Okay. Welcome to the Japanese Gardens. Let's find out the cost of going into this place. Run by the local council, it seems. Probably a fee to enter it. So if you're coming into this centre, it's $20 for adults to come walk around this garden. They give you a little bit of a map. There's also cafe next door where you can get a bite to eat. But let's check this place out. It's cheaper if you're a pensioner as well, and a bit cheaper for kids as well. So let's look around. So this is the entrance area of the gardens. Mum didn't want to come in here, but Dad's come in to explain some of the history to Anne. So you got toilets in here. It's nicely landscaped, I must admit. In the Japanese gardens here. Little ducky friend just sitting here. See? There's your little local duck. Doesn't seem to care about us guys here. go for a bit of a walk. That's cool. Oh yeah, the ground pomegranate here in the garden.
Maple.
Oh yeah, maple.
Maple.
Trees. Nice flowers. I wonder what time of year. Oh, look at these plants, the way they've been shaped. So cool. Then you got this area here. Some beautiful flowers here. Good bit. Got a few fishes here. You got ducks. They think you're trying to feed them. Yeah. Little ducks here. Carp. Yeah, so these guys here think you've got food. That's all they'll come. Same with the fish here. But yeah, garden's nice. Nice, isn't it, hun? The design inside. Yeah, it's a very specific design, what they've done here. Beautiful tourist attraction there. Look at this. That's cool. Just look at this. Look at the way they've shaped those plants up there. Just perfect. This looks beautiful. Anne's found something here she's fascinated with. Oh, fruit. What's it, a fruit, is it? Yeah, plum. Plum? Japanese plum or something. They're all falling over the ground here. So yeah, so got these large green areas. I can just walk around and explore. Love the trees. I don't know. Ah, so they've changed a lot. Yeah, toilets are over there.
Apple.
More trees getting planted here. Yeah, so nice simplistic decoration, must admit. Funny, I asked my dad to take a photo of us. He took a selfie of himself. That's great. Look at this. It is really nice behind me. $20 entry fee. It's a garden. If you love your gardens, why not? Come and visit. But we're just going to keep walking through.
Oh.
That's the apple.
Huh?
It's an apple?
Yeah, apple.
Oh, okay. That's funny. Dad took a selfie. Yeah, so we're coming to the outside section. Looks like they got a section on bonsai plants there if you like your bonsais. Japanese bonsais. Oh yeah, as I said before, if you need a cafe to sit and relax, have a bite to eat, get a drink, well, you got that here too. Oh yeah, it looks like they've tried growing some bonsais and they actually sell them here. $110 for that one, $80 for that. It's a real art form, bonsais. So they sell some bonsais here, so if you're after buying bonsais, you can also get them there. Yes. So we've got a bit of a souvenir shop. Are you after buying different things? Ah, see, like Japanese bowls, chopsticks. You can buy them here. So yeah, different souvenirs. Oils, water. So the next stop on our road trip was Young, New South Wales. And as you come into Young, New South Wales too, you notice there's a lot of orchards on either side. But before we did that, we did go through a few more little small regional towns along the way. So you've got some of that imagery as we're driving along the road here, as you can see. And I just like to show this imagery because it does show you different aspects of New South Wales, as I've mentioned before. But I like Young New South Wales. At certain times of the year, there's some great fresh produce that you can get out here, and it's always worth a stop. But we were coming here because we were getting a bit hungry, so we thought we would stop and get some lunch. So here we're coming into Young, New South Wales and the main town centre. And so we're looking along the road here, trying to find somewhere to eat. And as it was a Saturday, Saturdays and Sundays, there's going to be a few things that are closed off along these country regional towns. But there's some beautiful old buildings here too, and there's a lot of history in Young, if you're into your historical stuff and things like that. But our goal was, are we getting a pub lunch, a bakery,
Young Tobacco and Gifts
lunch?
local pub.
We didn't know at this time.
Juicy
but
Lucy's
when we drove in
Cafe.
here, we did find ourselves a nice little bakery. But we pulled over outside the bakery, and there was a pub across the road, but my parents didn't want to stop in and go into the pub lunch. But I'll show you a little bit about what I've seen once we pulled over here. But again, this is just some of the scenery of Young. And it's also worth a stop, worth driving around, just going on a bit of an explore. Again, if you need supplies, because there's big gaps between these towns. You're doing a lot of long driving where you're seeing no town when you're going through regional New South Wales. I don't think people really get a concept on how big it is to drive across New South Wales and to drive in Australia generally, in the distances that are involved in these different areas of Australia. And there's mass distances, like we were driving from Blacksland to Geelong, so that's going to take us a few days to get there.
You would think that this is the day that you would open everything.
And you do have to stop, revive, get your coffee, get some food into you, because if you don't, you're going to get exhausted and start to feel fatigued, and your legs are going to cramp up. So you've got to stop some places just to get out and have a bit of a stretch when you're on these long open roads in Australia. And they're pretty easy to drive on. Just a warning, don't drive at night on the roads, because there's a chance you're going to hit kangaroos or wombats. So yeah, just coming into Young in New South Wales. It's pretty much a as you go around, a lot of fruit orchards and things like that in this town. So it's pretty much another rural town here. But yeah, we're going to see if we can find a bite to eat here. So we're in a bit of a hurry, or I'd probably go for that pub meal in there. $16 for a meal here. Looks like lamb cutlets, beef rissoles, or fish fillets. $16. Looks like a lot of things are closed on a weekend. Anything open there? Oh yeah, pie, gravy and chips. That's the Wilders cafe here. Oh yeah, so different sorts of things here. Lamingtons, cakes, pies, coffee. Oh yeah, so what do we feel like? Just check it out. Just looking. So you got your cakes. Different sorts of cakes. One of the things, you got to love these tea towels. And the best thing about the good old days is that I wasn't good and I wasn't old. Of course I know right from wrong. Wrong is the fun one. It's not drinking alone if you have your dog. Being cremated is my last hope for a smoking hot body. You gotta love the sort of humour, Aussie humour here, and these things. Really funny. Also, they've got a range of little knickknacks that you can buy in this cafe as well, which is pretty cool. But oh my god, they've got a good selection here of bakery items, cakes, slices. You can get yourself some fresh coffee here. So yeah, this bakery is really good. Get hamburgers, chicken wraps, pies, all sorts of things here. So again, back on the open road, and the landscapes are just beautiful and relaxing just to watch as you're driving on these open roads. I really love going on a road trip through regional New South Wales and going on camping trips. Just awesome at this country. So just pulled into Junee in New South Wales here, and we found ourselves a chocolate factory, so we're going to go in and have a bit of a look and see what's in here. It says Antique Car Museum. No, I'm not after an antique car museum. Maybe I'm in the wrong place, but let's check it out. Oh, wait a minute. Upstairs gift shop. Junee Tourism. Proudly serve coffee. Antique car museum. I wonder if Mum's in the right place. Oh yeah. See? Junee. That's where we are. Looks cool. Oh yeah. Not a bad setup. Chocolate sales in there. It's like cafe, restaurant. Please order here. Doesn't look too bad. Gift shop upstairs. Ah, chocolate factory. Here we go. See it in there. Making the chocolate. So here you go, you got another section of the chocolate factory in here. Pretty cool. But let's keep walking back. Also got a gift shop upstairs here, but I don't know why you would buy that. Oh, the Hindenburg. Just statues. Got weird things in this gift shop. Random Santa Clauses, 30% off. Right. Ah, some old plane. Oh, it's some sort of model. Pillars. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, that's about $1,000 for that model. There you go. Crocs and shoes. Santa Claus in a car. This is just real random stuff for cooking, decorations. It's got a bit of everything in here. It doesn't really have any one theme, I must admit. It's just random stuff. Oh well, let's go out.
Where's that? She goes.
Yeah, so you also got an outdoor seating area. You can sit and get a bite to eat. Inside the restaurant too. Various sorts of sauces, olive oils, things like that. Yeah, so you got some creative seating area here. You want a bite to eat? So yeah, you've got 500 grams of milk chocolate sort of thing, $22. Triple chocolate licorice. Gee, lots of licorice. Dark chocolate ginger. Interesting. So yeah, you got a lot of sort of chocolate packs up there. Are you looking at buying stuff? Old Easter eggs as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. See you later.
Limited edition. Taster packs. Looks like. So yeah, yum. I'm just going to say we stocked up on a lot of chocolate from that chocolate factory, and the chocolate is really nice there, but it's cool that you can actually see them making the chocolate as well. And there's a lot of other sort of unique items that you can buy from this chocolate factory. You can sit down and have a bite to eat. There's a cafe there, and it's a good place just to stop and relax, really. And I hadn't seen it before. I'd never actually been in there. The only reason we knew it existed is because my sister had gone travelling through that area, and so that's why we stopped in the chocolate factory. And so yeah, you're going to find all these little unique places as you're driving through regional New South Wales. So if you know you're going through particular towns, just look them up on the tourist maps and see what you actually can see in those towns as you're passing through them. Because if you've got a bit of time, then it's worthwhile stopping in these towns and doing a bit of exploring of them, whether it's looking at the history behind the towns. Like my dad, he travels through these towns because he's a big history buff, and he's tracked down our family history through all these regional New South Wales, regional Victoria, where a lot of our family history comes from. So he spent a lot of his time in the old churches and going through old records. But there is various industries in these various towns that may be of interest to different people, and historical gold fields and things like that in these different towns, places you can stop overnight. You might be able to do a bit of prospecting in some areas, but it's worthwhile just doing a bit of research if you're going to be driving through some of these different towns. I didn't know the route my parents were taking, so I actually didn't do any research before we jumped in the car. And I just relied on my dad and mum, who do a lot of big road trips like this, and they know some of the good places to actually pull over, stop, have a bite to eat, and do a bit of exploring. So we were just sitting in the back and letting them guide us. So we just checked into the Boomerang Hotel here, which also has a pub connected to it and a restaurant connected to it, here in Albury, New South Wales. And this is what the hotel looks like inside. And my parents are staying here as well, but in a different room downstairs. So I'm just going to turn this off for a sec. Don't know how that works. Oh, there you go. Light. That's what these Australian hotels look like compared to Thai ones. Okay, so it's not too bad. You got yourself a sort of double bed, extra spare single bed if you're travelling as 3. Nice and decorative. Got yourself a TV, little desk to do some work, aircon, always good. That's coffee and tea. So yeah, some tea here, some coffee, snacks, tap and pay room service, and looks like some milk there as well, glasses. And let's see what the bathroom looks like. Check this out. So yeah, you got some towels supplied. Some soaps here. Look like conditioners and shampoos. Toilet paper, hairdryer. And their bath showers as well. So here you go. That's the Boomerang Hotel. And it's got a swimming pool at the back, which I had a look at earlier. And I go through this curtain, open it up. Yeah, she got a swimming pool straight down there. So if you're after a swim, yeah, you got somewhere. And there's plenty of parking as well. And you got a bottle shop nearby and places to eat. So, time to rest. So yeah, the Boomerang Hotel does have poker machines, does have a bar. And I'm just going to check out the menu here. The Boomer menu. So these are your Australian prices. Let's just go in it. So you got your garlic bread. Oh yeah, not too bad. Normal. Healthy bowl. We got here. Under the sea, Mexican. Flathead fish. Okay, so there's a few things. Pork ribs. Of course, you've got your burgers. Fried chicken. Kids menus. And desserts. Pavlova, of course. And your coffees. So, yes, this is what we ordered for dinner. Looks quite nice. This is like a chicken parma, but Mexican style. And, yes, and Anne's ordered the steak, the rump steak. But it looks really nice here. It's a really tasty rump steak. Very tasty. And Mum's ordered the kids' fish and chips meal. And Dad's ordered, what, some sort of fish and chips.
He's missing his chips.
Yeah, he's missing his chips. Yeah, back, Hunt. So this is where we're staying, the Boomerang Hotel. And, yeah, we enjoyed a nice dinner just then. It has accommodation here. You've got your poker machines, you've got your bars. But it's a pretty quiet street, though. There's not much here, if you look at it. This is on the outer suburbs of Albury. So it's not in the main town centre or anything. And apart from that, you do have a Domino's pizza next to us if you're staying in the hotel. Or, I think there was a McDonald's up there or something. Yeah, McCafe. So you got a few different places if you don't feel like pub meals at the Boomerang Hotel here. But it's a comfortable hotel, I must admit. So let's go back. We're going back to our room anyway. That's the day done. So if you like these sort of videos, hit like and please subscribe. And day 2 of the trip starts tomorrow. Off to Victoria.